Dubs. You all know and love them. But would you believe me if I told you that sometimes dubs can be better than the original? Take, for example, Polish dubs, for instance. Why, sometimes they sound like the worst thing to grace this planet ever since me being born, but they can also, a lot of the time, be better than the original English dub. Now, I know that most of you probably don't know Polish, and as such, I will translate everything with glorious subtitles of what they're saying, as dialogue may change between English and Polish dubbing. I shall also preface that I'll only be talking about PlayStation games and PlayStation games that I've played, as I've not played all of them. This is for the reason that most PlayStation games have Polish dubbing. This should give you a solid grasp of how good Polish dubbing can be, as well as how bad it can get. Also, spoilers for the start of these games. Most footage is either from Grawe Historie or PlayStation Polska themselves. If it's from anywhere else, it'll be in the description. So, let's begin with everybody's favorite superhero, Spider-Man. All I need to do is show you one clip for you to understand how bad Peter Parker is in the Polish dub. But first, let's hear him in English.
Captain Watanabe.
Did you take him down yet?
No. We're at Fisk Tower, but still waiting on the warrant.
Mind if I join in on the fun?
You know how his lawyers are. This one needs to go by the book.
Come on, Yuri. I've been waiting 8 years for this.
You really want to help? Head to Times Square. Sounds like his guys are trying to keep my backup from reaching the scene.
You got it. Almost there.
Okay, sounds pretty good. Now, how about the Polish dub?
Kapitan Watanabe.
Zatrzymaliście go już?
Nie, jesteśmy w Fisk Tower, ale czekamy na nakaz.
Mogę się przyłączyć do zabawy?
Znasz jego prawników. Musimy się trzymać przepisów.
Proszę, Juri, 8 lat na to czekałem.
Chcesz pomóc? Leć na Times Square. Zdaje się, że jego ludzie próbują zatrzymać moje wsparcie.
Jasne, zaraz tam będę.
Oh my days. Holy Lord. Spite this Spider-Man with the might of 1,000 suns. This is easily the worst out of all of the dubs. The sad part is that everyone else is really good. Yuri sounds fine.
Znasz jego prawników. Musimy się trzymać przepisów.
Doc Ock is really good for a Polish voice.
Bez obaw, Parker, sam to wynalazłem, więc chyba dam sobie radę.
And even Fisk sounds pretty good.
Odpalcie śmigłowiec. Zaraz przyjdę.
It's really just Peter who's bad. It's so bad, as a matter of fact, that the voice actor is either putting on a different voice or they changed the voice actor entirely in Miles Morales and now Spider-Man 2, as he's noticeably a lot less annoying in those games.
Pewnie. Tratwa jest szpetna, ale bezpieczna. Jeśli naprawili wady związane z pewną ośmiornicą.
Nie wiedziałem, że w tym lesie żyją niedźwiedzie.
Now this voice is pretty decent, so not bad PlayStation, call me impressed. As for Miles Morales, he's pretty decent, not the best by any means, some bits sound a bit strange, but overall he's pretty good.
Do dzieła! Hej, Pete! Lecę do ciebie! Przegapiłem konwój!
The English dub is superior when it comes to Spider-Man. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was arguably the best game on the PS5 when it released, and is still one of the best on the console and now PC. But how well does it do its dubbing? Well, fairly well considering it's a kids game. Usually dubbing related to anything for kids in Polish can boil down to insanely annoying. And for the most part, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart does its dubbing pretty well, as it's not too irritating, unlike some dubs, and the voices match pretty well. Apart from Rivet, she's the only one out of the cast I would say isn't the best.
Hej, już dobrze. Widzisz? To ja.
Besides from that, the only main glaring issue is when characters try to pronounce Rivet. It just doesn't really sound that natural and more out of place than anything. Also, quick side note, Dr. Nefarious in Polish is great. He probably has the best voice out of the entire cast, as it matches well, it's decently funny, and overall just fun to listen to.
Nie wiem, co bym bez ciebie zrobił. Jesteś moim kumplem, najlepszym. I tak wiele poświęciłeś, żeby... Naprawiłem wymiaromat, żebyś mógł wyruszyć na poszukiwanie swojej rodziny.
O, właściwie to... Co? Doktor Nefarious?
Ratchet i Clank! Jaka cudowna niespodzianka! Nie spodziewałem się, że was tu zobaczę. Moje opryszki miały was zniszczyć 8 minut temu.
The English dub is superior when it comes to Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Now, the past two games had pretty decent dubs, apart from one character, but in the end, the English dub was superior. Not for this next game. Oh my days. God of War Polish dubbing is the best I've ever heard. Arthur Jorsman can sound more menacing than Christopher Judge ever could, and yet be so heartwarming for emotional scenes for when he's talking to Atreus.
Nie chcesz ze mną walczyć? Opuść mój dom.
Atreus isn't annoying whatsoever.
Na co polujemy?
Polujesz na jelenia.
Gdzie idziemy?
Tam, gdzie są jelenie.
Dobrze, tędy.
Baldur can sound annoying and yet so passionate when he wants to kill Kratos.
Odin przysłał mnie tu jedynie po kilka odpowiedzi. Ale ty musiałeś unieść się dumą. Możesz się dwoić i troić, ale ja i tak wrócę. Twoje stare cielsko w końcu się podda. Ale nim to zakończę, wiedz jedno. A ja w ogóle nie czuję bólu!
Brock's voice matches a lot more than the English dub in my opinion.
Mądraliński z ciebie chłopak. Jesteś chłopcem, prawda?
And Sindri's voice is simply great as well.
Dobrze. Tak. Zajmę się usprawnieniem topora.
Ale nikt cię o to nie prosił.
To prawda, ale... Znając twoją matkę, na pewno by chciała, żebym naprawił ten wandalizm, którego mój brat dopuścił się na jej toporze.
I could go on all day about the dubbing in this game and how it's superior in every single way imaginable. Also, quick side note, but in the English dub, I never felt like the voice actors were ever shouting with a passion. It always felt like they were just too scared to clip the microphone. While the Polish dub, on the other hand...
Precz z mojego domu!
Kto to jest? O kogo tak bardzo się boisz?
Kratos is truly a Chad in the Polish dub, but it gets better in Ragnarok, with Odin and Thor both sounding great.
Wydajesz się spokojną, rozsądną osobą. Jesteś? Spokojną, rozsądną osobą?
Wiecie, kim jestem. Zanim nastała zima, doszło do pewnych nieporozumień. niefortunnych. Ale wszyscy już lepiej się orientujemy, kto, jak i dlaczego.
Every other new character sounds great as well. CD Projekt Red games usually have Polish dubbing as well. I just don't really feel like talking about them that much, but trust me, they are great. I know this video probably wasn't too long, but if you made it this far, that probably means that you're slightly interested in dubs. So I'll now ask you to see if any of your favorite games, TV shows, or movies have another language that you understand and compare it to the original version. Especially if you know Polish and one of your favorite games is God of War. Trust me, it's a good time. And for any of you who only know one language, go and learn another one. You'll be proud of yourself when you do.